The mascot, he would be it. It's great. Give it up for my friend James O'Neill.
What up, dudes? I decided if I ever try autoerotic asphyxiation, it's also known as strangle baiting, I'm going to use crepe paper. That's the stuff they use to make streamers with. And I've got this figured out, that if I pass out during it, the paper will tear and I will be safe. And if I get caught, it'll just look like I'm having a party. I was an athlete in high school, but I was a wrestler, which meant nobody really gave a shit about me, which it's character building stuff is what it was. But I was a wrestler, and I wrestled heavyweight up until I figured out that I could cut weight and then weigh less and then beat on smaller kids. It's science. But like nobody tells you that when you're cutting weight and you don't weigh the weight that you need to weigh in at, like you have to like weigh in naked, and now you have to wrestle a kid that's just seen your wiener. And like some of us are growers, other people are showers. I myself, I am a grower. So it's not that impressive at first. But like I promised, with a lot of encouragement, a back rub, 5-hour energy, tarantula, a hard-boiled egg, a few episodes of Friends, we're gonna have ourselves an all-right-looking penis. You know how depressing it is to step on the scale and see that you're 2/10 over the weight that you need to weigh in at, so you step off the scale and you take the bikini underwear off that you were wearing because they don't create wrinkles or bulges. You take those off, and then you step back up on the scale and you make weight, and then you get to look the gentleman in the face and be like, do we have to do this? Like, I feel like we could have done the math. I started going back to college as an adult man, and I went to Western Oregon University, and Western had condoms in their bathroom, which I thought was pretty cool. They weren't my particular brand, but I'd wear them to class anyways. For safety. Took a lot of bonerific classes like the English Tudor Dynasty and other stuff. Shouldn't have tried to add on to that joke. Should have just moved on. My first upper division history class, like the teacher came up to me afterwards and was like, James, I think I have a learning disability because I was doing so poorly in this class. And I was like, oh shit. But I was like, well, on second thought, I will run with this. And like, I will let him think that I have that learning disability. That way on my last paper, he'll just be like, aw, D+. Earn that plus. My wife and I, we got a dog after we got married, and she likes to let us sleep in bed, which is cool because it likes to be there and it likes to keep us warm. But like, have you ever woken up in the middle of the night because you're scared and you're in pain and you think you're dying, but then you realize it's just the dog kicking you in the balls? I take my dog to the vet because I am a responsible dog owner, but I also smoke pot. Which means I'm quick on my feet. And the last time I was at the vet, the veterinarian was like, we got to get your dog's weight. And she didn't want to get on the scale properly. So I had to get this idea in my brain. And I thought that I should pick her up and hold her and then weigh the two of us. And then weigh myself after. And then we would do some math. And what I found out is that I weigh 84.5 pounds, and my dog is a fat bitch. While we were in the examining room, I heard the veterinarian say from the other side of the wall, like, that's a big boy. And I was like, my dog's a girl. What other dogs are in here? And you get stuck in that conundrum. I started, I don't know where I'm going with that. I feel like I'm flying through these jokes hella fast. I gotta slow down and ad-lib. Every day at lunch, I eat an apple because I'm a healthy individual, and every day when I finish that apple, I throw it into the ditch of grass that's by where I park. And then I get to watch a bird eventually pick up that apple core and then fly off with it and eat it. And then he eats my apple, and then he shits all over cars, and he's planting apple seeds for me. doing the Lord's work. I went to the doctor for myself because I'm also I'm a human and I have needs. And I went to the doctor and they're like, James, we've got to check to see if you're an at-risk diabetic or anything like that. And I was like, okay, that seems like a responsible thing to do. And he's like, James, you are an at-risk diabetic. And I was like, fuck. It was a bait and switch. But he's using peculiar verbiage. He's like, you gotta stop what you're doing because you could slip into diabetes. And I was like, holy shit, you could fall into this? Like, I'm gonna be running along, mostly walking, and I'll twist my ankle. And I'll say, run for your life, it's the diabetes. But he's like, James, you gotta stop eating so much white food. And I was like, doctor, white food is the best food. And he's like, yeah, you gotta stop eating so much white bread and white rice and white people. And then I had to go home and tell my wife. I was like, listen, babe, it's black chicks from here on out. I learned about this at the urgent care. Tacos are delicious, man. But that's not how my joke ends. Adios, amigos.
See what I was talking about? He's awesome. Totally like 420 Santa Claus. That's what I was trying